Shalakaya Chakshumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Vadanti Sarvadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sarajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitam Cha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurituse Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Paritanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhattacharya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today we are going to learn very important lessons from the 5th chapter of Bhagavatam, and this has many important understandings to be learned. So yes, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Narada instructions on Bhagavatam to Vyasadev. So today we'll see how Vyasadev was despondent, and Narada Muni comes, Narada Muni finds out what is the problem. Narada Muni diagnoses, verse 8 to 22, he gives him what is the problem. Then Narada Muni talks about his previous life, and Narada Muni's further advice to Vyasadev, how he should compile Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is going to be the basis, what is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, what is required for us perfection of life. Now first, Vyasadev replies to Narada Muni's inquiry about his despondency. Now just think, if you're writing a book, so will in your book, you will mention your qualification or disqualifications. You will mention about you, your good times or bad times. If you yourself are writing a book, how many of you say you will want to present everything good about yourself? So most of the people will want to present good about themselves, and some may little will talk about humor, about their difficulty and thing. But most of the people in this world will want to present something good only about themselves. But see, Vyasadev is a literary incarnation of the Lord. He's a guru of Sukdev Goswami. He's the one who's writing all the Vedic scriptures. He's divided. But he's also not hesitating to show that even I was feeling dissatisfied in Srimad Bhagavatam. Amazingly. So this is the humility of Srila Vyasadev. Another thing we learn from Vyasadev approaching Narada Muni, the Vyasadev is such a great personality writing all the scriptures, but Srila Vyasadev is asking, Srila Vyasadev is taking a humble role and asking Narada Muni, what is the problem? And we find a problem with me. So that goes to show how we also need somebody to guide us in life. Nobody is self-made. Nobody is self-made. We also need guidance in our life to get mercy of Guru Parampara. And Vyasadev is so humbly asking, and Narad Muni is so nicely clarifying to Srila Vyasadev there. And what Narad Muni is saying to Vyasadev, let us see. And it also talks a conclusion in our life. So Vyasadev has written Mahabharata, Vyasadev has written 18 Puranas, but still Vyasadev is not satisfied. For example, many times we conduct one-time program in colleges. But in colleges, if you go, they will don't talk about God directly. Don't chant the holy name of God, keep it sectarian. Keep it non-sectarian. Means you all there. So don't talk about religion much, people talk. So then you talk about stress management. So people clap, okay, we talk about stress management, but we have not got a opportunity to speak about Krishna. So when we came also after speaking, we don't feel satisfied that I could not give them devotional service. I couldn't talk them about Krishna. I could not talk them there. But why you went, okay, to give some exposure to people about spirituality. The same way Srila Vyasadeva has given exposure about spirituality, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But he did not directly talk about Krishna, so he is not feeling satisfied that I have done the justice. So this is something very, very beautiful. What and being so Narad Muni first glorifies, and then he says one amazing point to Srila Vyasadeva. He says, you are the son of Parashar Muni. You have powerful ancestry. But still, are you happy identifying the body as a self? Identifying body as a self. Now somebody is telling to a person of a stature like Vyasadeva that you are identifying the body as a self. It's a very big thing. That somebody speak to Srila Vyasadeva like this, that you are identifying with the body as a self. But how the Vyasadeva is taking and how to understand this point is very, very amazing. So Narad Muni inquired, O son of Parashar, are you satisfied by identifying the body or mind as object of self-realization? And he's saying son of Parashar, because Parashar is a great rishi who gave the definition of Bhagwan, who is called Bhagwan, Parashar. And then this Parashar he's asking, are you satisfied in identifying the body as a self? What does it mean? See, Vyasadeva had talked about people how to live happily in this world. But he did not talk about how to go to spiritual world so much. For example, if a person gets a cancer, and he go to the doctor and doctor said, medicine for this cancer is 1,000 rupees per week. And then he goes to another doctor, he gives him a painkiller. It's 1 rupee per day. The person thinks, why to pay 1,000 rupees per week? Better I pay 7 rupees per week eating painkiller and get the problem solved. So do you feel it is intelligent? The same way, the other scriptures talking about, okay, you have this problem, go to that devta. You have this problem, go to this person. Do this puja, do that puja. But our main problem is that you're rotating in the cycle of birth and death. We are separated from the Supreme Lord. So Bhagavatam is addressing the root cause solution. And that people do not want to take. People want to take stopgap solution. Then they take one solution, the solution becomes a bigger problem there. And people keep rotating. But Bhagavatam says that avidya is the main problem. If you remove this avidya, all your problems will go away. But we will find difficulty to pay a price for this. To learn Srimad Bhagavatam. So first we may feel, it is going overhead. We are not understanding it, what's happening. And this is there. We thought they were really nice stories, but this is more philosophy. No. Actually, to raise ourselves, our consciousness, this is something very, very important to know about Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why Narada Muni is telling, now you compose a literature. So he gives further instructions to Vyasadev, Narada Muni, and says, no doubt your inquiries are full. Now he's appreciating. Now, doubt your inquiries are full and your studies are also fulfilled, since you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as a knowledge derived through it. Then why are you despondent? Why you should be despondent? And then Vyasadev is saying that all of what you have said is perfectly correct. Despite this, I am not pacified. So you are one born of Brahma. You please find a fault in me. So whenever we approach a guru, this is the mood in which we approach a guru. Not that I know everything. When we approach a guru, the mood is, I want to learn from you. I want to know from you. Where is the difficulty? So when we understand the spiritual knowledge, this is a mood in which we learn a spiritual knowledge. So everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the spiritual world. Torini person Godhead who transcended three modes of material nature. And like the sun, you travel everywhere. You're as good as super soul. So Vyasadeva is glorifying Narad Muni, placing the confidence that you know my problem. And then Narad Muni is telling, you have hardly broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendent sense of God is considered worthless. So it's exactly pointing what the mistake Srila Vyasadeva has done in giving the scriptures and is not properly glorifying the Supreme Lord. So we may approach so many paths of spirituality, but we will not get satisfied unless we directly glorify the Supreme Lord. If we want to get satisfied, then you have to learn to glorify the Supreme Lord. Now you may want to know, okay, what is there in the other Puranas, right? Now you may ask a question, what is there in Srimad Bhagavatam which is not there in other Puranas? And you may also want to know what is there in other Puranas that people are glorifying. So anyone would like to say, okay, what is there in the other Puranas that people are glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam there? Anyone like to say? What is there? Any Puranas? Okay, the name of the Puranas. Padma Puran, Vishnu Puran, Ganesh Puran, Devi Puran, Brahmavrat Puran. So like that, there are 18 Puranas there. Of course, Devi Purana is later composed. It's not one of the 18 Puranas mentioned. So there are Linga Puran. Like that, there are 18 Puranas are there. Skanda Puran, Padma Puran. But what is the thing in the other Puranas? In the other Puranas, many other things are also talked about. The Lord is also talked about. Lord Vishnu's pastime is also talked about. But many other pastimes are also talked about. Of many Devta worships being talked about. So many other things are talked about. So focus is not there. Now I give you one example. This one document, it shows so Ganesha told Parshuram. So this is come Ganpati Khanda, in which great glories of Ganpati is there. But one shloka in a corner mentions. What says? Yato bhavanti vishwani sthula sukshmadikani cha puna tatra parlyanta evam eva muhu goloka udvam vaikunta panchashat koti yojana nasti loka tat udvam cha nasti krishnat para prabhu idam shutam shambhu bhaktran mayate kathitam. From Lord Krishna, gross and subtle words emanate, and again they merge into him. This happens again and again. 50 crore yojanas above Vaikuntha, Goloka is situated. Beyond Goloka, there is no other abode, and beyond Sri Krishna, there is no master. O Brahmana, this I heard from Lord Shiva, that I have told you now. So this is being now Ganesh has heard it from Lord Shiva, and he is glorifying and telling to the Parshuram that highest planet, Vaikuntha planet, is Goloka. But now this may be there amongst thousands of the shlokas. One shloka is here. glorification of Sri Krishna. So what happened? The people are glorifying Ganesha, but they will forget the shloka because it's one of the shlokas out of 10,000 shlokas. So Vyasadev, the glorification of the Lord is present, but is present in bits and traces. But Srila Vyasadev, Narad Muni is telling, you should write a scripture which only glorifies Lord Vishnu and nothing else. And that is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the Puranas, there's talked about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, only talk about Prem Pumartma, the glories of the Supreme Lord. And that's why it is called Avadam Purana. So that's what Vyasadev inquiry. So now Vyasadev mentioned Narada Muni's 5 qualities and said Atma Bhavatam Bhutam Brahma Son, powerful lineage, Agadha Bodham, unlimited knowledge. So now this is a quality, this is a lesson we can learn in Vyasadev. When we go to a bona fide guru, we are ready to admit our mistake. We're ready to openly ask what is going in my life and what way I should improve. And that's what Srila Vyasadev is asking Narad Muni what way I can improve. Though he's a literary incarnation of God, but still is humbling himself to show we cannot attain knowledge by ourselves. We need a guru. We need to ask questions. We need to understand that how should I grow in my life. Then Vyasadev replies to Narad Muni's inquiries about his despondency. There. Now, Vyasadev gives a reply. So Narada's inquiry was that you have delineated. Then Vyasadev, Narad Muni diagnosis that you have not sufficiently glorified the Supreme Lord. And now Narad Muni brings some more point that why Lord's glories are spotless. He emphasized on the glories of the Supreme Lord, the Narad Muni. There. So which are very, very important points to learn and understand. So he says, you have broadly, hardly broadcast supplying and spotless glory of the person in Godhead. The philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendence of Lord is considered worthless. You have very broadly described for 4 regular principles, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But you have not described the full glories of Lord Vasudev. Because hearing the glories of Lord Vasudev. Now, why hearing? Another example you can understand. Just a small child is going and a bulldog comes and says, "Boom!" Child fears. But then child goes on the other side where his father is standing. Once he catches the hand of his father, then he's saying like this to the bulldog, and bulldog is not able to do anything because now he's with the father. All fear has gone away. In the same way, our Father is Krishna. So when we connect ourselves to God, all our fears of this world goes away. And that's what Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us. In this world, one of the greatest problems is fear. Right? Always there's a fear. If recession comes, fear. What will happen to the job? People have LIC policy. Fear. So many of the things, what we are doing in this world is due to fear. Is due to fear. So if we want to get rid of this fear, Bhajahu re mana Shinanda Nandana Abhayachara Nara that, oh my mind, worship the lotus feet of Nanda and you will attain fearlessness. So this is a sure-shot way to become fearless by worshipping the Supreme Lord. By worshipping the Supreme Lord, one can become fearless. And that's what Narad Muni is telling, that Vyasadev, we have shown people different paths. But they will take many lifetimes to come to the real value of life, that is devotion, service to Supreme Lord. But why not? We directly present the glories of the Supreme Lord, and then Srila Vyasadev wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. Now a question may come, okay, if only Lord Vishnu to be worshipped, now why there's a mention of Devata worship in the Puranas? Did I ask this question before? Did we discuss this question before? No. So if ultimately you have to worship Lord Vishnu, then what is the need of giving so many statements of worshipping different devatas in the Puranas? Would anyone like to tell? Okay. Keshav Bhyani.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hmm.
I think there was a description in the Bhagavad Gita where Lord Krishna tells that the mode of the material mode of the person decides the kind of worship they want to do. So maybe according to that.
Okay. So you're coming closer to an answer. Yes, Ankita. Hmm?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. To fulfill material desires, for marriage, we will worship Urvasi Prabhuji like
But
that.
Lord Vishnu also can fulfill all the desires. So then why the demigods
Along
are?
with that, Vishnu will fulfill spiritual desires.
No. See, Dhruv Maharaj had a desire to obtain a kingdom greater than Brahmaji. Did Lord Vishnu fulfill that desire or not? So, and Devatas can't give desires from themselves. They have to take from Lord Vishnu only, then only they can give. Then why people go to other Devatas, or why the mention of other Devatas are there? Yes, Parsadip.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. First, it depends on the kind of person, the mode in which that person is. If he's looking only for material benefits, and if he wants them fast, then the flowery, then the Vedas they recommend for those type of people. And also, Lord Vishnu or Krishna, he doesn't fulfill the material desires which are bad for us. He's a caring parent. He knows what is for best for us.
Hmm.
So those desires which are bad for us,
Yeah.
he
See,
will not
Lord
thank.
fulfill the desires, but first Lord purify the heart of the performer, and then give the desire. Which way it is says eternally for him. There. But people want the things quick, so they go to the Devta. Another reason the Devtas are there, people want to do like I gave example of Amavasya day. The Kali worshippers they are allowed to do five things: Mas, Madira, Methun. So like this, five things they can do. Who? The Kali worshippers on that day. So people want concession to enjoy, and therefore they choose, okay, this Devta gives concession to enjoy, so let us worship that Devta. And Lord Vishnu seems to be in Satoguna. So they're not able to do. So those people who are in Tamoguna, Rajoguna, they also remain in the Vedic fold. Therefore, the demigod worship is given to them. Correctly. Solely they elevate. But the problem is what happens, rather than elevating, people go into the mode of enjoyment by following those regulations are there. And that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ya pushpitam vacham. Ya imam pushpitam vacha. There. So pushpita vacha means Vedas are flowery language which talk about go to Sarga, go this, go this. And finally person remains in the material world. There. Right? But Bhagavatam is talking about, he rejects all the Ketardhana and talks about how we can go home back to God and attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So this is the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is Amlam Purana. It's telling the root cause, solution of the problems with it. There. So the Devta worship is mentioned the people who are there, but by bhakti, everyone can be elevated. By the association of pure devotees, no matter how much a person is degraded or whatever, he can also elevate it by the process of bhakti. And that's the beauty of the process of bhakti. So now this verse talks about Nayat. Please repeat after me. And you'd like to yeah. Nay. Okay. Puja Mataji, you like to recite? Yeah. Na yad vacha chitra padam harer yasho
नायद्वचस् चित्रपदं हरेर्यशो
jagat pavitram praganita kareche
जगत्पवित्रं प्रज्ञित करचेत्
tadavaya samti tamushanti manasa
तद्वायसं तीर्थम् उशान्ति मानसा
na yatra hansa niramantir sikshaya.
न यन्त्र हंसा निरमन्त्ययुषिक्यः
See, there is a way to read this. You will find at the end of Bhagavatam, there are letters given. How to recite this A, this S, Vachas, and Padam, Yasho, so is Shah. So like that, if you read, then you will be able to recite seeing the capital letters. And if you know Sanskrit, then Devanagari directly you can recite as it is. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly person to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since all perfect persons are inhabitant of the transcendental abode, they do not drive any pleasure there. So, see, there is a called old crow and a new crow. So, crows take pleasure in garbage. Swans do not take pleasure in garbage. Even they get water, they will suck milk from that. That is called hamsa. And a crow will take pleasure in garbage. So there is an old crow and there's a new crow. So old crows are the people who are done with sense gratification. New crows are who are imitating the Western culture and try to do more better with it there and getting more degraded. So the people who are like the crows, they will go and read anything, everything. They take pleasure in something wrong. But a person who's like a swan, he will always look for there. So the words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, which alone can sanctify, are considered to be place of pilgrimage for the crows. There. So there are so many literatures in the market. But what is the need of the literatures which glorifies the Supreme Lord? And this talked about Tadvag Visargo Janataga Viplav Yasmin Pratishrokam Patyavateti Namani Anantasya Shankitani Yat Shanavanti Gayanti Gananti Sadhava. On the other hand, that literature, which is full of description of the transcendental glories of the name, form, pastimes, or the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a different creation, full of transcendental words, directed toward bringing about revolution, the impious lies of this world's misdirect civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard sung and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. So, Sri Prabhupada writes that while writing the book, Prabhupada was writing in English, right? Prabhupada is not first language English. So there were many mistakes. But Narada Muni is saying, even a transcendental literature have mistakes. Still, it is to be read again and again. Whereas there are poems perfectly composed which are not glorifying the Supreme Lord are of no use. There. So this brings a Viplava. Viplava means a Kranti. And you can see how a Kranti came. When Srila Prabhupada in 1965, he just went with the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. You know which book Srila Prabhupada went when he went to US? Which one book he took with him? First canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, what we are reading. Because he had a full faith, if somebody read this first canto, their life will become perfect. So he took this first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And just with this first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, revolution came out in the whole Western world. Viplava. Prati shlokam baddhatavi. Even there may be fault in every shloka, but it brings a revolution if it is glorifying the Supreme Power. And Srila Prabhupada writes, because when Prabhupada is writing all this, 1962, there was a war between India and China. And by writing so many years, India and China had been neighbors, but they had not been war. But why there is war happening? Because God consciousness has decreased. There is no God consciousness. So if the whole world become God consciousness, it can change the whole world, Srila Prabhupada says. And that's what Prabhupada says here. Beautiful. There is no cause of between The two countries, China and India, have a land which is not very suitable for habitation. More people die living in the high peaks of this mountains than actually people live with the fighting. But to the age of Kali, which we have discussed, there's always a chance of quarrel and side provocation. And this is not to the issue in question, but the political atmosphere of this age. There's a propaganda by a section of people to stop glorification of name and fame of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, there's a great need of disseminating the message of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. It's a duty of every responsible Indian to broadcast the translated message of Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the world. And Prabhupada writes very amazing thing. Because India has failed in a duty by neglecting this responsible work, there is so much scorn and trouble all the world. We are confident if this message of Bhagavatam received only by the leading men of the world, it will be there be a change of heart there. The Srila Prabhupada is talking so much that if only Srimad Bhagavatam is spread all over the world, the whole world will change. If everyone in human society will welcome Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it is not presented with so many faults, it is recommended by authority as Sri Narada was very kindly appear in this chapter. So let the Srimad Bhagavatam be glorified. And Prabhupada says even somebody practices jnana will not, if Narada says that somebody practices jnana without bhakti, that jnana also will not help a person to come out. So if this Srimad Bhagavatam, the leaders of this world understand the principles of Srimad Bhagavatam, this world become a better place. Because it talks nothing but God consciousness there. Now, to prove this point that how you directly need bhakti, Narada Muni tells his own story. Right? So, great souls sometimes will talk about themselves, so we learn a lesson about them. They learn a lesson from their stories there. Like when we read the story about Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70 years, carrying the order of his guru, goes to Western world just with 40 rupees, suffering 2 heart attacks on the ship. With so much struggles he went through to give Krishna consciousness to people whom he does not know. So our heart also melts. If something is there, let us practice there. So Narad Muni is talking his own story. How did he become a devotee? There. So you want to know the story of Narad Muni? So do you want to know the story of Narad Muni? Only few devotees want to know the story of Narad Muni. I think others know it. So please send your response if you want the story of Narad Muni. And it's going to be very exciting and very nice lessons are there. And the story of Narad Muni continues not just today's session, also continues tomorrow's session. So if you're attending today's session, also attend next week's session. Then only the story of Narad Muni get completely fixed. But so beautiful lessons. So till now I discussed a little philosophy, which may be looking a little boring, but now the katha is coming off Narad Muni. See, philosophy looks boring till the time we don't understand it. Once we understand it, we get awakened. You get the point? So philosophy, till the time we are not able to understand it, it may look boring. The moment you understand it, it will awake you up. But katha, even you don't understand, it looks happy. It looks very interesting. So Bhagavatam have some verses philosophy and some verses katha, so that the interest keep maintained and we keep getting. So one of the greatest challenges to keep coming for the session till the last 18 chapter, 19 chapter, right? To maintain that interest. Because the moment we got little philosophy, oh, thoda zyada philosophy ho raha hai, hame samajh mein nahi aa raha hai, why to attend the sessions, right? That mind mein start telling. But everything is very, very important, whatever we are discussing with the Srimad Bhagavatam over here. So here starts the, So another thing Narad Muni says that why you should glorify the Lord, because Lord's glories are spotless. Krishna's form is superior than others. Superiority of Krishna's Leela over the others. Superiority of Krishna Bhakti over all other methods. There. Now Narad Muni talk about his own life. So Narad Muni, see what had happened. Narad Muni was a Gandharva. And one time Brahmaji called the assembly of Devatas. And in the assembly of the Devatas, the glorification of Lord Vishnu was going on. But this Gandharva who came with Apsaras, rather than glorifying Lord Vishnu, he started singing filmy songs, cinema songs. Brahmaji got fed up. We are meant here to Lord Vishnu, and you are talking about duet songs. Love between boy and girl. Brahmaji cursed him, become a Shudra. And then Narad Muni became the Dasiputra. His mother was from a cowherd, from a lower caste, and she was working in a Brahmana school. Her husband died, and she was working in the school of a Brahmana during. Now, what happened during Chaturmas? 4 sages came, 4 Bhakti Vedantas there. So during Chaturmas, there was a rule: sadhus will not travel. Whole year they will travel. But when Chaturmas will come, they will stay in one place. Like for example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came and stayed in Srirangam for 4 months in the house of Venkata Bhatta. There. Still the descendant of Venkat Bhatt, Murli Bhatt is there. The same way, these 4 sadhus stay in the house of Narada boy. And they will stay in a house. See, actually, the home is purified only when a sadhu puts a step in the home and speak Krishna Katha. Otherwise, the home we live, they are just 4 walls catching us in the cycle of birth and death again and again. But only when seva, sadhu sangha happens in those homes, the glorification of the Lord's name happens in that home, then actually home becomes home. So previously, Vedic culture is a culture, the sadhus will go to different homes, the people will serve them, and people will inquire. So they will come bhiksham devi, but the purpose of asking for bhiksha was not to get bhiksha. So that this way, people ask some spiritual questions and they answer the spiritual questions there. So when the fit of the devotees come in our home becomes purified. So this Dasi, this was the Brahmanas came and they were staying in the school, and this mother of Narada boy was serving the 4 Bhakti Vedantas. But naturally, when the mother is serving, so mother will cook the food, and the mother will send the food through this Narada boy that you go and give to this Bhakti Vedantas. And what would happen? This Narada boy, because he got affected, Narada boy would be very young, 5 years or 6 years. And like that, Narada boy started hearing. And he would ask, can I take your remnants? And they will say, okay, take our remnants there. And if you remember in Bhagavad Gita, we discussed, nobody should take other person's remnant. But when you take remnant of a sadhu, of a devotee of the Lord, of a pure devotee of the Lord, of the spiritual master, that remnant are infected with pure devotion to the Lord, so they can purify our heart. Right? There. So Narada boy would take remnant of those Bhakti Vedantas there with their permission. And they will be discussing Krishna Katha. What Krishna Katha they'll discussing? Oh, how Krishna danced on Kalia. Dham, 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 dham. Kalia will raise one hood. Krishna will jump and boom, boom. Kalia will raise another hood. Krishna will jump and boom, 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 boom. Like that, Kalia had 1,000 heads. And Krishna jumped all the heads. And first the poison start coming from Kalia. The blood start coming. Then Kalia became humble. Then Kalia's Patni came, Lord, please. Kalia's Patni were great devotees of Krishna. So they kept their babies before the Lord. So first they were feeling happy, Are haan, achi pitai. Now they were feeling, Are no. Our husband will die only. So they came, Lord, please. They kept their babies before the Lord. And Lord, Kalia is becoming little humble. And Kalia thought, Are वाह, हमेशा मेरी वाइफ मुझको preaching करती थी, मैं अभी तक डिवोटी नहीं बना, समझ में आया. So now he started repeating the words of his wife. Lord, what can I do? I am born in mode of ignorance. So if you're preaching to somebody, someday preaching will come to help. So people will ignore. You keep preaching to people, so people will ignore. अरे क्या बोल रही है, हमको नहीं जमेगा, क्या बोल रहे हो, हमको नहीं जमेगा. But one day it will act. So Kalia, till now he did not become a devotee, though his wife was telling, Are Bhaja Govinda, whatever. He didn't understand. Then Krishna's foot went on his head. Then Kalia started understanding. So like this pastime when Narada Bhai was hearing, he got attracted to hear. He got attracted to hear more and more from this sadhus there. And he became very attached to them. So much so, he gave up playing sports. He gave up his naughtiness there. He became obedient to them there. So that is why the three qualities are required in life, Shri Prabhupada said. What are three qualities? Discipline, obedience, and self-control. DOS formula. DOS formula, what is it? Discipline. Discipline means our life is regulated. Every day chanting one round or whatever number of rounds you're chanting, it's called discipline. Then obedience. Why? See, good qualities come when a person takes instructions from Guru. You see, those children who are obedient to parents, they develop good qualities or no? There. So good qualities comes in us only when there's the obedience. And those children who are disobedient, they become very naughty and thing. They don't hear. Very difficult time with them. There. So if one is obedient to Guru, now when we are accepting a Guru, it's not that whatever age we have, whatever we can learn from Guru, we need obedience there. So discipline, obedience, and self-control. Now what is self-control? Okay, if this is not good for me, then I should not do it, right? Like we know, following for a principle, that requires self-control. If you have to do Ekadashi Vrat, it requires a self-control among ourselves. If we understand, oh, watching too many movies, serials is not good for us. To not do it requires self-control. There. So to not do things which are not good for our spiritual life requires self-control. And unless one has these three qualities, discipline, obedience, and self-control, what happens? One cannot please the spiritual master. And without pleasing the spiritual master, one cannot go back to garden. There. So everyone needs Guru. Then there is something called Guru Bhogi. For example, there was one devotee staying in the temple. He came to his Guruji, you have so many American disciples. Can I marry an American disciple? You're an American disciple, I can marry. And Guruji said, why you want to marry an American disciple? Marry your Indian body, marry Indian. Yeah. But he came, no, Guruji mana kar rahe hai. And finally, he married. So such person is not a Guru Sevi, he's a Guru Bhogi. He's coming to Guru with material motivation. But one should go to Guru, one should come to spiritual path to learn about how to purify our heart. How to purify our heart. Then when that and how to get the real knowledge, the true knowledge. So when that mode is there, decay. So this Narada boy, he developed very nice qualities just by serving this there. Like we hear Narad Muni, such a great preacher. Guru of Prahlad Maharaj, Guru of Dhruv Maharaj, such a great personality is Narad Muni. So this Bhaktivedanta came. But she was attending to their needs. I also got the opportunity to render personal service unto them there. All the impartial by nature, they blessed me with their causeless mercy. Because even though I was only a small boy, I was self-controlled. I did not speak more than required. I was not naughty, nor interested in childish play. Once with their permission, I took the remnants of their food, and as a result, all of my sins were eradicated. Because of this, and due to serving such great soul, the life of devotion service of God became very attractive to me. In their association, I heard narration of Krishna's transcendent attractive pastimes. And my taste for hearing this pastime increasing day by day. And what happened? My heart became completely purified as my taste for hearing the Supreme Lord awakened. I love those pure devotees greatly. See, he had a great attachment and affection for those devotees. Only when devotees bless us, let you become a devotee of Krishna. Then we become devotee of Krishna. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After he met Ishwarapuri and came back, he was personally washing the clothes of the Vaishnavas, personally serving the Vaishnavas, and Vaishnava will bless him. Krishna Matirastu. When you become a devotee of Krishna. So in our life, when we have these blessings of Vaishnavas, devotees, that let you become a devotee of Krishna, we please them, then only we can actually practice bhakti. There. So Narada boy, he became very, very attached to this Bhakti Vedantas. When they were about to depart, they instructed me in Bhakti Yoga, the art of using everything in the service of God to ultimately return back home, back to Godhead. There. And by Lord Krishna mercy, I gradually became endowed first with transcendental knowledge of God and devotional service. So this comes in the next chapter, 6th chapter, that what happened after Bhakti Vedantas left. This point we're discussing. So it's like a in the story, you see, irony. So at a point, so you want to know what happened after that, how finally Narada boy became a great devotee. That we'll see in the tomorrow's session, or next week's session, next week Tuesday. Yeah. But so Narad Muni is giving this example to show that directly people can become devotee of Krishna. They don't have to do dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So whatever we are situated, whatever situation we are, we can become a devotee of Krishna. And then Narad Muni talk about Karma Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, which is done with one of our duties, which is very, very practical in Kali Yoga. That kind of yoga, Narad Muni teaches Srila Vyasadev. That, see, people are bound in karma, and due to which they cannot become spiritual. But what do? You teach people to offer their karma in service of Krishna while chanting the holy names of Krishna. For example, if you are an artist, make paintings of Krishna, isn't it? If you are a designer, design for Krishna. If you're an IT professional, make websites for Krishna, do promotion of Krishna, isn't it there? Make movies. So whatever your work, through your work you glorify Krishna. For example, milk and curd. If person eats too much milk or condensed milk items, he gets loose motion. Then to solve the problem of loose motion, what you do? Take curd. Now curd is also made from milk. The same milk is causing loose motion, but then it becomes curd, it cures loose motion. In the same way, the same work is binding us. इतना हम काम में फंस गए. But same work when done for service of Krishna liberates us. And that's the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. So what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Narad Muni is putting in essence to Vyasadev that you teach people to engage all their work in service of Krishna. And that way they will get liberated and they will get all solutions to their problems of life. And that's what Vyasadev is being taught here. So we'll see next week. See, Narad Muni is such a powerful preacher. He goes and blesses Dhruva and Nalkoil Maringriva and Chitketu. He preached to kings. He heard from Dhamma, everything. Yes. So now Narad Muni is further advised to Vyasa that best remedial measure is dedicate acts to Supreme Lord. Cause of bondage becomes the cause of liberation. And remember Krishna in executing his order. Always remember Krishna. Chant glories of Vasudev. And he says, you describe the Lord's activities. Like people, when we talk about philosophy, how many we feel? When philosophy is talking about, especially online, nothing goes in the head. When some katha is spoken, it very easily goes on the head. So Vedas are actually to be learned by those people who are very, very intelligent and very self-controlled. Others, you cannot learn the Vedas. The Upanishads and others part are understand about Atma and Paramatma. Now, every one of us know, like one simple question I'll ask. Is anybody who doesn't know here that we are Atma, we are not this body, and we have Paramatma in the heart? But the moment you go out of the class, we forget what is Atma and what is Paramatma. How many have experience of that? Right? Okay, I'll ask a question that how you see you're not this body or spirit soul. Should I ask question? Should I pick some devotees and ask them a question? How do you feel you're not this body or spirit soul? To just give an example. And how many times we remember it there. So then able to understand this point. Okay. Okay, Kushal Singh, would you like to answer? Kushagra?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, you've been very attentively hearing, so I thought to ask you.
Yeah. What I think we have Atma soul inside, but I'm not clear about it. Oh.
So, what doubt do you feel about it?
Like we are made up of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please say. Yes.
Yeah, please say. We are made up of?
Like we have a soul inside, and like we are just a body that is being on. Like,
See,
yeah.
okay, I'll give one analogy for you and others as well. If generally I give this analogy, you think of a good time. You think of a time you're gone to picnic.
Okay.
Close your eyes and think you have gone to picnic. And remember what you are doing in that picnic. No, you have to close your eyes and do this exercise.
Yeah.
That you're going to a picnic and remember all the thoughts, good things you're doing in the picnic. There. Now open your eyes. Okay. So where were you last moment? When you close your eyes, where you went?
I went to a botanical garden near Hyderabad only.
Right.
Yeah.
Now what event? Your body sitting in your home from where you're watching the TV. So what event?
I think my mind.
Mind, right? How you felt?
Like that means like I'm present to that particular location.
You felt happy.
Happy. Yeah.
Who felt happy?
My mind or like soul?
The soul.
Soul, correct. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're observing the mind, right?
Correct.
Mind has gone there, but the experience. So what experience you're taking of this world is the soul is experiencing that world through the mind and the body. Now in this exercise, the body was still, so there's no question of the body. So you are experiencing the world through your mind. So that's how our soul is experiencing everything. But the soul is different from the mind. So same way, so why people go into depression? They too much identify with the mind. They always keep thinking negative.
Thinking about things. Yeah.
And they go into stress and depression and everything because of bodily identification, mental identification, or mentally identifying themselves. So when you understand you're not a mind, you're not a body, life becomes much easier.
Yeah.
Is it easy to understand now? What is soul?
Got it, bro.
Right. So you're different from your body and mind, right?
Mind, yeah, different totally.
Okay. Now the question is, what is Paramatma then?
Who we are praying for, or like the supreme, which he is giving the blessings upon to everybody.
So by definition, the Paramatma is sitting in our heart.
Heart.
So sometimes we get a guilt feeling we do wrong. That's what Paramatma is speaking about. So, though I have put the knowledge of Atma and Paramatma so easily, but it's not so easy to understand it. You get a point. But that's why Narada Muni is saying, okay, there's a question. So therefore Narada Muni is saying that people can't understand Atma and Paramatma. So you glorify the Lord. You glorify the past tense of Lord, and by hearing the past tense of Lord, people will be able to understand who they are. They're part and parcel of Krishna. Are you able to respond? There. Because people can't meditate, the mind is so turbulent. But they can hear the Leelas of the Lord, and by hearing the Leela of the Lord, they can understand the Atma and Paramatma. And Ishvara. Beyond Atma and Paramatma, Paramatma has three aspects: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shamtade, the Bhagwan. That Lord is a person whom we can serve, whom we can relate with. So that knowledge gets up. Right? So does it? So I think it's a good exercise. Okay, Vibhuti has a question. Yes, Vibhuti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
So
Krishna.
my question was, so I didn't understand how, like I understood how we are not the body, But
Huh.
I didn't quite understand how we identify that we are not the mind also.
Yeah. See, it's very important. I'd like this example I gave, right? The example I gave about how you felt when you were in the picnic. So, what was the answer if you did that exercise? What we are doing with Kushagra?
So, like our mind wanders from place to place.
Yeah. So, you were feeling happy. Now you are sitting there, but in a moment you felt happy.
Yeah.
So, how you felt happy, where your mind went?
Mhm.
The same way, if mind goes to negativity, you feel distress. But
Yes.
actually, there was no distress and no happiness. Only your mind is wandering, no?
Yes.
So you're different from mind. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, a little bit. So the situation externally stayed the same, just the kind of thought I had gave me different
Yes.
experience.
And if you can control your mind, change the negative perception to good perception, you're done with it.
Yes.
You control your mind. And that is the purpose of all the yoga systems, to control the mind.
Yes. Yes, I understood now. Thank you, Prakash.
Okay. So, see, that's why this knowledge of Atma, Paramatma, Man, Buddhi, it requires a lot of things. So Narada Muni is telling for Vyasadev, you write the scriptures and glorify the Supreme Lord. The people who can't understand this knowledge, they understand through the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. There. Because to understand about the Lord is not easy, but through his pastime, through his Leela, we get absorbed in it, and then we start understanding Krishna. That's a whole point. So perfect method is personal experience. It describes Lord's activities, satisfies hankerings of learned man, mitigate mysteries of common man, and there is no other way there. So I'll just read the exact verses as they come in Srimad Bhagavatam. So thus, when all a man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which cause his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of the tree of work. The same work we are doing. Now, if you see, as devotees, it's not that we are not doing any work. We are doing so many activities. From morning to evening, we have so many activities that 24 hours are less. Isn't it? There. In fact, I enjoy my life living a brahmachari and speaking Gita than I was working in a software company. There. But we have so many activities that's there. So because you do it, you enjoy it. And that's why I'm saying that you're doing the same work. But just do that work for Krishna, dovetail all your activities, keeping Krishna in the center, you will enjoy life much better and go back to garden. Isn't it a simple process, as I said by Narada Muni? There. See, people go for parties, right? They spend so much money also going to parties, discotheque. अरे क्या जरूरत है? मंदिर में आ जाओ, नाचते नाचते थक जाओगे, और वो भी फ्री में, और प्रसाद भी मिल जाएगा. Is it difficult? How many have experienced of festivals in our centers or temples? There. After going there, you not feel like अभी किसी पार्टी में जाना है, डिस्कोथेक में जाना है करके, isn't it? There. So that's what is Krishna consciousness so practical. करके. There. So you want to teach your children something. Okay, teach them Bhagavad Gita, teach them reciting, teach them dancing kirtans, isn't it? So whatever we are doing, we don't have to stop. Just dovetail to Krishna, and life becomes so happy and successful. There. You want to do big things in life, do for Krishna. You want to build a big house, build for Krishna. So activities just dovetail it for Krishna consciousness, and be happy in life. There. And this is Krishna consciousness. You like nice cooking, cook like nice cooking, new food things. Very nice. Cook more nice things. Offer it to Krishna and then give it to all family members, and you also take. Isn't it? So whatever you're doing, just there. And you need guidance from a devotee, how to apply everything to Krishna's service. With it. There. And that way whole world could be purified. And that's what the Pasha Prabhupada showed there. Like today morning we went for Harinam. 7-8 hour devotees. So joyful it looks to go for Harinam, telling and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, dancing. So the spiritual life is so joyful when everything is engaged for Krishna's service. There. And that's what Narada Muni is telling to Srila Vyasadev, that when all man's activities are dedicated to service of God, those very activities become the destroyer of the tree of work. Whatever work done in this life for the satisfaction and mission of the Lord is called Bhakti Yoga. And what is called knowledge becomes a when the knowledge automatically comes, you don't have to worry there. So while performing duties according to the order of Sri Krishna, one constantly remember him by repeatedly remembering his names and his qualities. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. So let us all chant the glories of Vasudev along with the extensions there. So that's how he says that please you glorify the Supreme Lord. Describe the Almighty Lord's activities which you have learned by your vast knowledge of Vedas. That will satisfy the hankings of great learned men. At the same time, mitigate the miseries of the masses of people who are always suffering from material pangs. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Namam Mudo Prapandante Naradhama. Namam Dushkritano Muda Prapandante Naradhama. That 4 kinds of people do not surrender to me. But here Narada Muni says, Sri Prabhupada says, even those mudas are delivered by Srimad Bhagavatam. By Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, mudas don't come to me. But in the process of Bhagavad Dharma, even mudas are delivered. That's the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing the glories of the Lord. And it happened also. Devotees went for Harinam Sankirtan and many people joined them who were drinking and their life got reformed just by joining them for Harinam Sankirtan. There's a mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Bhagavad Dharma. Like Mirgari, Valmiki. So all these people have been transformed. Okay, let's have questions now. Yes, okay. Puja Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Prabhuji, my question is, abhi jo we were talking about when you go to picnic, so you just close your eyes and then you go in that, you feel happy. So what should we do? Like we forget after this session is over, then again we are into our routine. So what should we do to remember so that we have that happiness to remember the Lord in our daily routine? Like what you're saying is correct. We forget after the session, we are in our normal routine. What should we do?
The first thing about morning should be very good beginning. Good beginning is well done. Good beginning of the done is well done. So morning जैसे ही उठो, घर के काम काजों के बारे में मत सोचो, पुरानी दिन की चिटपिट को मत करो. मॉर्निंग से भगवान का ध्यान रखो जैसे ही उठते हो. So you can play some kirtan as soon as you get up. Shri Prabhupada's kirtan you can play, some great souls kirtan you can play, of Hare Krishna kirtan. That way you start there.
Okay.
So from morning, it begins from the morning itself. And preferably, even you're chanting 1 round, 2 round, 4 round, 8 rounds, do it in the morning. There.
Okay.
After bath. So when you make your morning into goodness, and throughout the day it will also percolate.
Okay.
And whatever you think, the first 20 minutes you got up from the bed, that's what your day takes you away. So what is well begun is half done. Just say no.
Okay.
Begin your day with Krishna Nama. Try to rise before sunrise, right? Because so Surya gets displeased when you get after him. And you don't get the mercy of Surya there. So you miss Abha, Prabha. So Brahmamuhurta is a very powerful time to do sadhana and things there. And like you have been coming to Mangalarti in the morning. The days you come for Mangalarti, how you feel that day has passed.
Yeah, actually, yes. I love coming for Mangalarti.
So yes,
the day only goes very well.
yes. So what is morning beginning with that spiritual culture keeps you spiritual throughout the day. And then daytime you can hear the kirtan and interact. That's what makes it very easy. How you started it.
Okay. Prabhuji, one more question I have.
Yeah.
Quickly, I'll just ask. This on Puranas, you were saying, no, that why Bhagavatam came in the last.
Hmm.
You told first all other Puranas came of demigods.
Huh. No, see, there is a glory of Lord Vishnu, just like I told in that Ganesh Khanda. But there are many
Yeah.
verses glorifying Lord Ganesha, and little is about Krishna there.
Yes.
So people were not satisfied hearing this. Even Vyasadev was not satisfied. Just like you talk about time management, but did not talk about Krishna going to a college program. It's like
And
that.
also, I think, is it because their material desires were actually increasing?
Yeah, so that is also happening. That rather than see, generally Vyasadev is given by the puja, slowly person's heart get purified. बट इन नेम ऑफ रीजन जैसे ओके भागवत में तो मतलब इन पुराणों में तो लिखा है कि हमें देवता की पूजा करो, इसके लिए ये पूजा करो. तो पीपल गेट कॉट इनटू दैट रादर थिंकिंग अरे देयर इज अ स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, लेट्स गो बैक ओवर देयर एंड कैन बी कंप्लीटली हैप्पी. So people get
Okay.
caught up in this world only. They're teaching
Okay.
how to be happy in this world and not to find out the root cause of problems in life. So one problem they solve, another problem comes. One desire they fulfill, another desire comes. No end to all that. But Bhagavad Dharma talks about how to end to all the sufferings of life.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes, Keshav Bhyani.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam. Thank you for the lecture, bro. I have a couple of quick questions, bro. Like, I hope it won't take much time. So I first question, it's not important detail, but I was just curious, like, what was the timeline of Narada boy actually? Like, did it happen in this kalpa or in a previous?
Oh, this happened in the last kalpa. This I will discuss in the next session.
Okay. Then I'll not continue on this. I had one more question, bro. So in some book, I was reading Srila Prabhupada had given the meaning of the word muni as someone who gets agitated by speculating freely and something like that.
No. Muni means who gives their own theory. So Narad Muni is a Muni who spread Bhakti Yoga.
Okay. Yeah, that's all, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so I would just like to interrupt for 2 minutes and quickly announce the list of all the devotees who have attended all the 4 courses till now. It's been a very nice journey this Tuesday evening from Bhagavatam classes. Wonderful discourses by His Grace Vijay Krishna Prabhuji. It has made our Tuesday evenings, very happy, filled with Krishna Katha. We are announcing the names of those devotees who have till now attended all the quizzes in the Srimad Bhagavatam Tuesday evening course. So you have Abhishek Shetty, Aditya, Raj, Anil Kumar, Ankur, Aryan, Bhanu, Chetana, Deepti, Divya, Divya MR, Ekta, Gayatri, Gomati, Ganga, Mataji, Ipsita, Jayanti, Kallol Ranjan Chakraborty, Vardhini, Khushbu, Kushagra, Lipsita, Madhu, Malti, Mataji, Madhusudan Manohan Prabhu, Malayappa, Nagendra, Nandita, Nirutha, Payal Deshmukh, Pooja, Prince Kumar, Priyanka Shastri, R. Pranav Sai, Raman Gupta, Ravi Prakash, Riya, Swayam Prabha, Sandhya, Devangan, Shilpa, Sri Lakshmi, Sriram Gadalay, Suman Gupta, Shushmita, and Tarachand Devgan. So, one loud Hari Bol for all these devotees. You have attended the quiz, and I hope you should have received your quiz marks as well. And this is the last slide of those devotees who have till now attended 3 quizzes. So, now what we are doing is every week we are closing the quiz response of the previous quiz by this Tuesday. So you have 1 week time. So these are devotees who have attempted 3 quizzes till now. Abhinandan, Aman, Ashalata, Chandan, Deepti, Ghanavi, Gayatri, Grishma, Sri Pavan, Keshav Byani, Kartik, Likita, Magan, Manasa, Meghana, Saundarya, Niruta, Parthasarthi, Priya, Priyanka, Pooja, Pujya Harimohini, Pushpa, Saraswati, Ravi Ranjan, Reena, Revati, Riya, Sachi, Sarang, Shanmukh, Snehal, Shrivani, Suman Gupta, Surabhi Gupta, Shweti Yadav, and Vedika. So one loud Haribol for all these devotees. Thank you very much for enthusiastically attempting these quizzes. Please continue this, and we will also be from next week onwards every Tuesday for the first 15 minutes. We will be calling certain devotees, about 15 to 20 devotees early before the session. So we will be having special blessings from Jagannath there. So that list of devotees, we will be sending you personal invitation. So you can join in 10 15 minutes early so that the Shatari of Lord Jagannath is being given to you. And that way we will have. So by the period of, like say, 2020 each week, like that we will plan.
And also you can express how you are liking the Bhagavatam sessions and what you want. It can help you more better way. It's improvement. So you're able to express that also. So it's a kind of both.
Yes, please. We'll continue with the questions. Thank you.
Yes, Ankur Pro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Prabhuji, in the 5th chapter, there is a statement. So my question is around that. So it says that a devotee who becomes helpless by the will of the Lord is more fortunate than those who are born in good families.
Yeah. So is it hope giving or not?
Yeah, so my question was, so one is, I mean, what exactly this means. Second is, when we say helplessness, right, or suffering, you spoke about the effects of karma, right, and this talks about the helplessness by the will of Lord. So how do we identify that? What is the real cause? Is it the past karma or is it the will of Lord?
See, till the time you become a devotee, everything happens like past karma for you. Right? When you become a devotee, Krishna keeps all karma with him.
But once a person becomes devotee, then helplessness should not be there, right?
So now here, Krishna keeps all karma with him. You know what? The question is, what does he does with that karma? He gives back to us whatever is required. See, first of all, why what is the purpose of having karma? Why Krishna has made a situation like karma, that you do wrong and karma will come. So when you do something wrong, wrong mentality has set up. And the reaction comes to remove that mentality. So if by practice of your bhakti that wrong mentality is gone, then Krishna will not give you karma. But if that mentality is still there, Krishna will give you the karma for purification. So when you become helpless, you become more Krishna conscious. And you remove that mentality, and then you're ready to go back home, back to that. And even to point. Another shloka comes in Kunti, Janam Aishwarya Shruti Sivi Edmana Malapuram, Nai Varati Vidhatu Mai Tamankinchan Kochira. That one who is proud with his birth, Aishwarya, opulence, beauty, he cannot call the holiness feelingly. But when somebody is helpless, he can call the holiness helplessly, and Lord immediately comes to him. Like Ajamila chanted helplessly. And immediately he goes to the Supreme Lord's abode and enjoy the whole life. Means he's happy the whole of his duration of life. So that's why it's more fortunate. Are you able to understand the point? So even a lot of problems are going in our life. There is one fortune you can call out for Krishna. Kale dosho nidhi rajan astiya kaman gana kitna de Krishna se sange param. So there are a lot of faults in Kali Yuga, but there is one good thing, that by doing kirtan, all you achieve complete perfection. Right? And many people become devotees in life, something is pricking them. That's the time they become devotee. In my life also, I became a devotee when something was pricking me. There. So we become devotee, something was freaking us. Then we come to Krishna.
But Prabhuji, what is so there could be multiple reasons for one to get initiated, right? So it could be something.
Jigyasa also. Artho arthati jigyasu jnani cha bharsapa. It could be distress. It could be dismantled desires. It could be jigyasa, inquisitiveness, or it could be knowledge. Anyone could.
Any of the reasons superior than other?
Yes, jnana is the best, where you understand that I am not his body and spirit soul. I am wandering in cycle of birth and death. Krishna is the supreme Lord. I should take his shelter. That's the best. The jnana.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
And in jnana platform, you don't leave and go back. In जिज्ञासा प्लेटफॉर्म यू काम हो कि अच्छा लग रहा है नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है वापस चले जाते हो सेशन अटेंड करना बंद पर जब ज्ञाना प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ जाते हो स्टेबिलिटी आ जाती है कि हम अटेंड करना ही करना है एंड ऑल ऑफ यू आर कमिंग राइट every session so long it's not easy so the jnana is building you understand it's good for me जिज्ञासा मीन्स अभी देखते हैं कि गीता सेशन में क्या है फिर देखेंगे that is jigyasa. But if that jigyasa leads to jnana, that is such an important thing, so important in life, I will not want to miss it. I want to continue it. Then comes jnana. You understand? It is good for me only. It's helping me in my life, every phase of life. It's the nature of soul to hear about Krishna. That jnana develops. Like we are talking, asking the question to Kushayak Prabhu, no? So when it awakens, अरे हाँ hit, अरे सही तो बोला, it's there for me, अरे बात तो सही है, अभी तो करना है. Then jnana has developed. Then steadiness comes. You want to attain each other.
Okay.
Okay. I think we should start chanting. Or maybe last one question of Anil Prabhu. Then we chant, then I will take. After chanting, we can take. To question. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. My question is, what is the difference between Katha and philosophy?
A philosophy is you're not his body, spirit, soul. Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. It's a philosophy. Katha is Krishna did how Krishna danced on Kaliya. Krishna purified Kaliya.
Past time, we can say.
Leela.
Okay, yeah. Okay.